looks like they got a bunch of new updates on this. Maybe this will work really good now. Hello, everyone. Good to see ya. Good to see ya here. Am I crooked again? Gosh, I hate glasses when they don't sit right. I don't notice it because I'm never looking at myself in the mirror. How is everyone doing? Let's wait for some people to get up in here. We're doing the Streamlabs today. It had a big, huge update, and it seems to do pretty good. Let me see. Looks like I think I gotta change this cord. Let me. I think this cord is bad. I hope it's the cord and not my computer. All right. See if that's better. Is that better? Check. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm too far behind. It doesn't say that I'm lagging, so it must be good. But how are we doing today? How are we doing? Yeah, we're doing water changes today with Pure RO. We are not remineralizing the water. We are doing water changes on our Neo Caridina tanks. And the reason why I'm making this video is if you have tanks that are slow, shrimp aren't breeding, they're not very active. It doesn't always have to be that they're sick or something's wrong with them, or it could be the water parameters that everyone talks about, but it's something that you can do. You can do something about it, and one of the things that you can do is do a water change with just RO water. Audio input. So, sorry about that. Very congested last couple days. Today I felt like crap so bad I wasn't even going to go into work. But so Maria Z, looking from work. All right. Thank you for showing up. Very nice to see you in here. So that is the name of the game today. It's doing the water changes. Oops, sorry about that. With just pure RO water, no remineralization to it whatsoever. Because the shrimp have my Neos have slowed up to where they're getting buried, and that's why I don't wear them on here. They're getting buried, but I'm not seeing the babies. It's like what to do. So, you check your water parameters. Everything seems to be perfect and everything's good. The only thing that's concerning is my GH is up a little bit and my pH is higher than normal. But it doesn't seem like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's a huge issue, because, Neos can take quite a bit. But it's just not what my Neos are used to. I don't keep them in really hard water, so I'm wondering if the GH being so high is keeping my shrimplets from being able to molt, because shrimplets, I think it's every day. They molt every day as a shrimplet. The Zen Ginger, hello. So that's the only thing I can see different from what I'm used to, because usually I haven't checked in so long, and this has been going on for some time. But usually my water is a certain. Usually my water's, it comes out a certain. My parameters are pretty much stable all the time. So even myself, no matter what I practice or what I preach, I have to practice what I preach, and it's you're supposed to check those water parameters, and I haven't been checking them for quite some time, and now when I went to check, I got to clean this computer. I went to check my water parameters, my GH is to 10, around 10, 11. And, usually my GH comes out 6 to 7. So if the GH is up and the pH is usually around 7.2, 7.4, well, now the pH is up like 7.8. So I understand. I totally understand that. God, I can't see shit. I totally understand that Neocaridina can be put in like outrageous water, right? Totally understand that. They can breed and do good in outrageous, outlandish, hard water, all these funky numbers. But what I'm thinking is if my GH has gone up and my pH has gone up, then there's a chance there's stuff in my water that I don't know about. So what I'm doing is doing, I don't know, 10, maybe 15% water changes on just my Neocaridina tanks, just putting RO in. And already over there, 2 of the tanks that were white sand, they're black now. So I just capped the white with the black. And the cool thing about it is all the buildup and detritus and everything that's in the sand bed that's in there, all I did was cap it with black. So now all that's going to be down there. Plants will grow great. Everything just keeps building up. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, so I capped those 2. Now I have to cap 2 down here. I have to cap the green jade and I have to cap the blue dreams because they're the last 2 that are on white. Even though on white they lose their color, they don't look as good. But you can count them and see them way better. But there's no sense of trying to count something if the babies aren't staying alive. So like down here in the blue dreams, I could see probably, I don't know, at least 4 pregnant females. And if I wait a month or so, I probably won't see any babies if I keep putting this tap water in there. So I don't know. I have to I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to run like 50-50. I don't want to change it up to have it. I'm probably just going to dilute it down. Keep testing it. Make sure the GH is down. Like I said, if my numbers are starting to go high, then there's got to be something in there other than probably just GH and pH. So that's my concern. That there's more in there than what I'm able to test for. Because some of my most prolific breeders, I mean, some of my best colors, they usually almost never stopped. They're stopped. So I used the bat phone last night, made some pretty intense phone calls to some other countries and talk to some people. And I mean, because I could do it a million different ways, but trying out different stuff. But I just need to nip this in the bud really quick. But as I was saying, the 2 tanks up here, well, I did 3 tanks, the last 3 tanks. And I mean, all the shrimp are out, like mounted on the food that I put in there. I just put snowflake in there, but a lot of times they're not so, they're not so aggressive recently. So that was my fear that something was going on, and I didn't know what it was. So this is going to let me know if it's something in the water. And more or less, I'm diluting whatever's in the water because I'm just putting pure RO. So, I can break down, I'm going to dilute the GH and the pH and everything that's in there. But if there's something bad in there from the city that's putting it in there or something, this is going to show me because the way the shrimp react to this RO water is going to be the telltale of everything. So, manes, tails, fur, fins. How are you? How are you? Good to see you in here, Miss Jess. 3G. How are you? How are you? I still need to get some bright yellows. Yeah, the yellows are incredible. So all the shrimp are super healthy. But when it comes down to, because this is the conversation I had late last night. I mean, my shrimp are so important. Well, so many things in life are important to me, but when it comes to, outside of humans, when you keep, it's like a dog. If you get a sick dog, you're going to do everything you can, stay up late, calling everybody, trying to find out, who's going to be open first in the morning to take your pet in. Well, Big J, there's Big Dog. What's up, Big J? Anyways, Big Tank Hank, what's happening? So welcome. Good to see you in here. Sorry about that. I kind of had a brain fart right there. I lost where I was at. Lost completely where I was at. Ever since that accident, I'm all jacked up. But yeah, it's the water. I just don't know. Oh, anyways. So yeah, I called and I told him, I said, before I set up the shrimp room, the shrimp pimp room, my tanks, they're all over the place, set up nice. I couldn't stop these shrimp from breeding. Couldn't stop them. And they were in tap water, all the Neos were in tap water. And now all of a sudden I'm over here and they were killing it. And just, the last couple months, they've just died out. And, no matter what, I'll go, like today I haven't fed them in almost 3 days. So it's like everything, what do you got to do? So the feeding thing wasn't changing, there's a lot of things I've been trying that haven't been changing it. And I haven't put, now granted, it's not that it hasn't gone through my thought process that the water's not good, but excuse me, I tell myself all the time, oh, we got perfect water, it can't be bad. I don't even need to change it, or I don't need to check it, so I never check it. So I told them exactly what was going on and what's been happening, and so the answer was RO, not just top off. So I'm gonna do top offs for a while now. I'm not gonna I'm gonna do top offs until my water parameters get down. So I want my GH between 6 and 8. So if I'm at a 7, that's where I'm gonna be comfortable at. And then I'll start using tap water. But the thing is I'm gonna use probably it's gonna be like a 70-30 because I'm gonna water down my tap water, until I figured, like I said, I don't want to switch everything over to where I'm having to use salts and I'm having to tell everybody, well, you got to use RO and this and that and remineralize it for Neos. I don't want that. So if it's my water, then I'll just have to deal with my water and make it to where, everything's good. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're just doing water changes. We picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the sixth one is the Catacalon tank, and they're all out. You know, it's just disheartening, when you see your tanks not, you don't see the numbers exploding. I'm like, what? All right, something's going wrong. I'm not being a good dad here. What's going on? I got to figure this out. So that's why I had to use the bat phone last night because, it's water parameters, water parameters, water parameters. Understandable, but I never would have thought that a GH of 10, but the pH is a lot higher than what it was. But I never would have thought that that was a big deal. But now that I think about it, having those two numbers that have changed in my tap water leads me to believe, well, what else could be off? So that's the scary thing right now. So we're doing this to see what's going on. JBP Aquatics, hey Brian, a friend is giving me some cherries today. I have a cycle tank waiting for them. What do I do to get them started? God, you got cherries, they're like bulletproof. Just make sure that check your water. Check the water that the cherries are in. So when they come to your house, check it. It's tap water. Tap water's tap water, but still check his tap water or her, and check it against your tap water to see. Because you could have really hard water, really soft water. And the thing is you don't want to put them into your water and freak them and shock them. So just drip them in. If your water is really close to their water, it doesn't have to be a drip every 5 seconds. You can drip it in, let's say 2 drips a second, so it doesn't take all day. No one's in a hurry when it comes to them, but if the waters are so close, then there's not that big of a deal when it comes to cherries because they're like so strong, I don't even know what to compare them to. They're just such a great, I wouldn't say a great starter shrimp, but they're just a great shrimp, all-around shrimp to have because they do so well. Now, I put them against any color. A Neocaridina is a Neocaridina. If you break it down and then start thinking, well, okay, we're red ones. We're red shrimp, like the first shrimp that a wild shrimp would throw, with a little bit of red, and then they put as many reds together as they could and got them to create more red. And then from there, they started making, putting this color, and making more colors. So when it comes down to it, do you say, well, are all of these colors man-made, or do they all come from wild shrimp? Well, if you look at my Catacalons, the Catacalons are crazy beautiful. And if you look at them, almost every color in the Neo world is in these Catacalons. So you can have green ones, green and yellow, with, blue, red ones, and it's like everything comes, but I've never seen a wild type shrimp that have all these colors. They have all the colors. It's a tank full of all these colorful even like a pewter color, a steel color, all sorts of stuff. And they're like one of my favorites. So, excuse me. So, I don't know if that's like maybe why cherry shrimp are so strong and hardy because did they take, is it because they took, all different shrimp to create these colors? Mix this with this to create this. And does it weaken their genes? I don't think so, because in the wild, if this shrimp breeds with this shrimp, it creates a color. I don't know, but maybe it could. I don't know. But cherry shrimp are really good. So just to to get to the answer is just drip them in, check the water. I'm sure it's fine. Check the water, drip them in. It probably take I don't know, an hour. Second tank waiting for that. Yeah, probably do an hour. And temperature is a big thing. Big thing. So check the temperature, check the pH. Check your hardness. Make sure they're all close. But if they're off, maybe take more than an hour. If they're really close, take an hour because the temperature thing. You could stick a bag inside of a tank like you do for fish, but that might be a little fast when it comes to shrimp, maybe. So that's why I always say, well, if you have time, I mean, what's the big deal? Drip them in. That's what I'm saying. If the waters are close, you don't have to go super fast. Drip them in. Let the temperature catch up. Just TDS this, or put your thermometer in here, then bring it over here, check the stuff out or put one in each. I'm sure you got more than one, and go like that. But other than that, and let them go, and don't feed them for probably if you have a cycle tank, I wouldn't feed them for 3 days, at least 3 days, unless they're really big. If they're like adults, day and a half, 2, they should be ready to go and just feed them a little bit. If they come to it and start tearing it up, then you're at the right point. But usually, smaller semi-adults and stuff like that, like shipping size, you want to wait at least 3 days because they're smaller. They can feed off little stuff, but bigger adult size shrimp, they really don't care. They just want a knife and fork and go to town. 503 Aquatics, what is going on? How are you? So there's a couple people in here. I wanted to wait to say this, and it's not being said for any kind of support needs or anything like that. But we were scheduled to go to Aquashella. Well, Aquashella is not going to be happening for us on Saturday. For one, well. Goofy things just happen. It's but I don't know. I'm somebody that reads signs, it's kind of I don't know, just signs. But then signs kind of changed today. So here's the gist of it, kind of what happened. So recently, my car that I love so much, if I get on it, give it a, go to take off, I hear some bumping. And I'm like, what the heck? And so, I'm like, God, I think I know what it is, and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, the other day I needed tires because I laid underneath the car, and so I had to go spend $700 on tires. So, I want to go to Aquashella. There's $700 not going towards Aquashella. So I'm like, okay, well, this isn't good. So that right there is gonna, cut me down on, how much what I can do. Well, we had reservations at the hotel, at Aquashella. So, I'm like, all right, what's the big deal? No big deal. Still go there and have a good time. Then late last night, I got, or wait, no. Let's back up the truck. So as I said, I got new tires on my car. Well, I was driving to work yesterday morning and I hear this, it's like a howling in the car, and I'm like, so I called the tire place and I was like, you know what? I think you guys got to look at these tires. I think something might be wrong with them. Now, remember, I said that I have an idea of what it could be, but I didn't want to see that. And and then I had a doctor's appointment too, but I went to it, but there was a different doctor, so I didn't go. I got to go Friday. But anyways, so I go there, get the tires checked out, and when they jack it up, put it up on the lift, it enables me to, because, I've been working on cars since I was a kid, so I don't need somebody to tell me what's wrong with my car. but I wanted the tires checked out. So they took the front tires off and then called me in there, and they're like, hey, these tires aren't out of balance. Because I told them when I get about 85 on the expressway, I start to feel a shimmy and a shake. So, I forgot to fill that one up. So when I was under there, I looked over at the drive shaft, and my drive shaft is like a pickup truck. It's got 2 drive shafts, and close to where they connect, it's called a carrier bearing. And what it does is it holds up the drive shaft where the 2 pieces come together, and there's a bearing in there, and it's surrounded by rubber. Well, apparently what happened was, I don't know, somewhere between point A and point B, probably in the last, I don't know how long it took, but there's supposed to be a heat shield under there. Heat shield's gone. The shielding between the exhaust, the drive shaft, and the bottom of the car is kind of like sitting on top of the drive shaft. So I don't know if something blew under my car and ripped all this stuff as it came out from underneath my car, but something went through there and did it, like a tornado, went through and tore all this stuff up. So the heat shield that protects from the exhaust, between the exhaust and that carrier bearing, because it's rubber with a bearing on the inside that spins. Well, that heat shield keeps the heat away from that rubber. Well, the rubber is not cracked or broken. It's just you can lift up and down on it like this. It's like butter. It's like super soft rubber. So as I drive that, the drive shaft's doing this. And which now is causing the rear end of my car, it's all-wheel drive, it's causing it to leak fluid. It's not like dripping out, but it's wet. So now I have a wet rear end, a drive shaft that needs repaired, and who knows. So when I called the dealer said I can't get it in there until October 5th. So then I called another place today, and they said that I couldn't get it until September 2nd. So then I called another place today, and they said, bring it in today and we'll have you done tomorrow. But here's the thing is, I was going to drive my wife's Ford Flex that we bought, but then that would leave her with my car. And at the time it was, broken, and I don't want to leave them like that. And, so now that the car's in the shop, what it's going to, literally all my Aquacell money is, up the drain instead of down the drain. Crap happens, and I'm telling you, stuff just happens. So, so then I was like, oh boy, all right, well, I guess I'll drive the Flex, and then, my wife's looking at me, and they're supposed to be going on their little, between her and little Luke, they're supposed to be going somewhere, and you got to take the expressway. So I was like, all right, well. And then last night, like I said, I do signs, I see signs, and last night, I get a message probably around 11 o'clock at night. It was a message from who was going with me. They can't go now because they were just diagnosed with coronavirus. So I went from putting tires on my car, a $700 bill, so I could, drive it really nice, because I found a crack in the tires that were on there. That the tires were expensive, but so I found that crack cost me $700. I figure, okay, well, I'll do this for the ride. And now, now it ends up in the shop for a drive shaft repair and a rear end repair and all this stuff. And then I get a message late at night that Pumpkin King now has the virus. So I'm like, and it's like, so how many things do I have to have tell me, hey, this might not be the best time to give? But then all of a sudden today, like I said, I wasn't supposed to be able to get it into the shop till October 5th. So then all of a sudden today, they're like, oh yeah, bring it in, we can have it done tomorrow. But then when I told him about the rear end and stuff, he said he don't know if they can have it done by the end of the week. So anywho, Looks like I'll be staying home this week and maybe catch an Aquashella in 22. So, is what it is. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm old and I can't make it. So, but like I try to say, is my hobby. I want my hobby to pay for my hobby. So if I have to start taking money out, of the bank account stuff, so I can go places for the hobby, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right, So I want my hobby to take care of the hobby. That's why it's called a hobby. So it's just financially, there's so much. I've been hit so much in the last week, and now with this going on, it's not looking good for Saturday. That thing was frozen. Son of a gun. I'm going to have to turn that fridge down. My flavored water, my Propel by Gatorade. Stuff is the best. So, yep, that's what's up. Patrick Hardy, what's up? Terry's Tropical Tanks, what's going on? Patrick, Detroit, a.k.a. Big Motown Shrimps. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and that's the cool thing is I took my car to a place called Plymouth Motors or something. And they're around the corner from me. And when I got there, they got these sweet shirts that says Detroit across it. It says Detroit. Oh, that's it. Plymouth Garage. It says Detroit Garage on it and stuff. And I was like, I need one of them shirts. And he says, yeah, I hear that a lot. And I said, well, if I'm going to pay you thousands of dollars to fix my car, I want a 3X. Don't think I'm going to get it, but they got really cool shirts there. Propel with vodka. Yeah. Yeah, Propel's really good, so. Yep. It's I don't know. I'm gonna think I'm gonna stay home unless something happens, and I don't know. Cause see now, if I do go, he'll be at home, which is fine. But I would have to drive 5 hours one way, go hang out, and then drive 5 hours back because I canceled the hotel this morning. Because it just, I don't know. And that's another thing is, he's a careful dude and he caught corona from his job. So it's like, how many thousands of people are going to be going through Aquashella? And then I have to come home and be around, my mother who's 80, my wife, my kids and stuff. And it's like, is it really worth to go someplace that has tons and tons of people that probably, 3%, if that, are going to be wearing masks and the rest aren't. Is it worth the chance, to go get sick? Possibly. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going, hey, stay home, I don't know. And I'm not afraid, I mean, I'm a real healthy person, I'm not saying I'm afraid to get the virus. It's I just don't want to bring it home. And my wife's had the shot, my mother's had the shot. Of course, Luke hasn't. He's only 9, but I would hate to bring it home and get them sick. And I would hate to go and then get sick. I mean, is it worth paying all that money to go get sick? I don't know. But I really want to go. It's, something's going to happen to, you got the J&J shot today? Yeah, I want to get that too. Lefty 3213, hey, what's going on, my brother? From another mother. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping my shot will protect me because as far as I know, no mask requirement yet, though I will be bringing my... Yeah, see, That's why I was telling my wife. I said if I go, I'm gonna wear a mask everywhere I go. So, uh, you know, it's I don't know. It's just gonna be I don't know. Like I said, something special is gonna have to happen. Gumdrops are gonna have to fall from the heavens, or something for me to go. But if not, like I said, it's no big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not like I can't go. Oh well, oh, it's the last one, or I'm getting to an age where I can't travel. It's none of that. So I could go to any of them. So it's just this one will work out so good because I'm not back to working at the union yet and stuff like that. But it is what it is. So the main thing is you have to stay up on your the things you own. You got to take care of them. Got to take care of your fish, your shrimps, your dogs, your cats. If you can't buy medicine for your sick dog, you probably shouldn't go anywhere. That's the way I'm looking at it. So your car, you got to keep up on your vehicles. If what's more important, getting back and forth to work, or I know everyone wants to go on a vacation, but these are just things I tell myself to make it okay. But it'll be all right. Yeah, right. It's not the fear of getting it. Yeah, I don't want to give it to anyone. I think that would be um, I think it would be not unprofessional, but it'd be disrespectful. It'd be disrespectful. Uh, it's kind of be narcissistic, I guess you would think, because it's all about me and I don't care about anybody else type deal. You don't have you can't put yourself in other people's shoes, things like that. So, but I'm supposed to get the shot. I was supposed to get the first one before I went to Aqua Show. So, but yeah, the J&J, I just love to do that and get out of the way. And if it puts me down, it puts me down. That's fine. I'm a big guy. It'd be hard to put me down, but just like that. Come on, common flu. Where are you? Yeah, it's that's the whole thing. Is that's the funny thing we were talking about yesterday. Is like everyone in the world, no one gets the flu no more. Nobody. The flu doesn't exist. I don't know if you guys know it. Have you read, the New York Times or anything, or the Inquirer, I should say, or the Star? If you guys are old enough and gals old enough to remember those magazines. But yeah, flu doesn't even exist no more. Nope, germs don't exist. Nothing. If you get sick or don't feel good, there's only one thing you can have. So just say you know that. I'm honestly surprised the big events are being allowed to happen. I was really expecting it to be canceled. Well, I'm glad it's going on, but it's just, I don't know. It's, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It's like drive 5 hours, have a mask on my face for another 3 hours or something, and then drive. It's like I don't know. I would really love to go. I really, really would. I think it would be a great experience. And if it was really good, then I was going to bring the wife and Luke to the next one. But Patrick says 30 years as a pressman journeyman at the largest newspaper in the southern states. I know for a fact no more freedom of press versus the puppet television news media and who fact checked on Facebook, etc. Oh, yeah. Yipper. Oh, Fishyman 64. What's going on? It's not the end of the world. It's always another time. Yeah, that's what I say. It's there's always another time. So it's I lived last year. I was supposed to go to it last year, but I didn't have T-shirts made. So this year, I think I'll be all right. And plus, there's some science. science saying that the wife wants to take Luke too, and so if I don't go, then we're all going to go as a family. It's a, I don't know, it's not a science fair, but it's something in Ann Arbor, some big thing in Ann Arbor, and it's going on this weekend. So Luke kind of wants me to go to that. So yep, I think we're gonna. I think we're just gonna skip Aquashella this year and save our pennies up till next year. But see, that's the thing. Like Pumpkin King was going, he can't go. I feel bad. He's got the virus and stuff, and it's like, I don't know. Like I told him, I said, get better. Maybe we'll go to Texas, or who knows? Who knows what'll happen? So that's that looks like how it's gonna be. It's raining? Really? Probably pop that carpet. Yeah, probably pop these 2 carpets just to see. Pop them 2 right there, and then set them to the side, please. Says it's storming out. Ohio Malinois mom. Ohio Malinois mom. What do you think is going to be the next trend in shrimp keeping? Boa, snowflake, purple. Just in my opinion, I think that over time, shrimp that we think is cat's meow right now, they're gonna, it's gonna be like like a cherry shrimp. I don't know, that's how everything is. As time goes on, everything changes. So I don't think colors as much are gonna like become an issue, like a blue dream. I think everyone's gonna, because like the hottest colors are blue and red. There's colors that I like, like the snowball, like I put on this video. I like those because their little eggs look like snowballs. I mean, pure, like they're filled with milk. They're like the purest white I've ever seen, and it's so intriguing to look at it. It's just like, I don't I've never seen anything like it. But I don't think it'll be colors, but I think what's going to happen is, they're going to start taking it to a whole nother level. I would say in the next 5 years, a boa is going to be, probably, $20. The shrimps, I don't know. I mean, I would think there's only so much you can do with shrimp, but that's just me thinking. There's some pretty smart people out there. I mean, look what they do with discus. So you go from a wild discus to now all these funky colored discus that are just incredible, beautiful. Their patterns are beautiful. Now you have to take into consideration too, we're way behind, like Taiwan, Germany, I mean, all these other places, we're behind them because they've been doing shrimp, when it was nothing over here. So they're so far advanced working on stuff. That's why when stuff comes out, it costs so much and it's so rare. Like what was it? The yellow fishbone or golden fish bones. Those are just incredible looking. But the advancements over there. I mean, they come out with the snowflake, the boas. And then you have a boa that's covered with snowflakes. And it's, what is that? A blizzard. And it's they're over there, scientific, doing this, doing that, hooking it up. It's just it's a hard thought process. All right, Fishy Man, thank you. It's hard to think about what could be next, because you don't know how those guys think over there and girls think over there, and what they're breeding and what they're trying to do, and you know. But I think, like, you know, like I saw the other day, like a reverse really, you know, where the head and tail, let's say it's orange and the center's clear. Well, now they're gonna have color in the center and a clear head and tail. I mean, to me, that's nothing. It's nothing that I'd want. The thing is how, the question you could ask yourself is how far it'll skyrocket price wise and stuff like that. Because there's some expensive shrimp out there. I have expensive shrimp. You know, I have metallic purples, purple metallics, whatever. I got all these boas up here, snowflakes, and I got the Mike Green tank over there, the Galaxy snowflakes and everything. I mean, you know, we got really nice shrimp here and everything, but it's like, you know, and then some of the big priced shrimp, you don't even know that are being sold, you know, because they're kind of being sold behind closed doors, you know, so certain people can get them, they can breed them, you know, they could, you know, I mean, that's how so many things are done these days, you know, people pay super high prices for something to get it first and then breed them, and then, you know, kind of like they're the first ones to come out with it when they're the first ones in the United States to have it, but they're not the first ones to have it. So to ask, yeah, colored bamboo shrimp. There you go. Yeah. Amanos, some, you know, colored Amanos. That would be super cool to see a colored Amano. That would be banging. Like have like a Blue Dream Amano. That'd be super cool. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. Making shrimp, I have shrimp that I made that, you know, we still play around with and stuff, but you know, it's I have some favorites that, if it all came down to it, I mean, the expensive ones are cool, but I like the, I don't know, kind of the boring ones, you know, they're just you know, I like, you know, like the Aura Blues. They're incredible. Tangerine Tigers, you know, and some shrimp, they kind of die out in what you know, it kind of goes around like you know, anything in life, you know, it's hot for a while, you know, like they say, 1 minute you're hot, next minute you're not. So there's just, you know, a lot of shrimp that I like that even if they're not hot, I still like them just how they look, you know. It's kind of like having like old cars that had paint jobs, because you can't get that paint anymore. And if you can, that's why you paid $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for a paint job, because they don't make those pigments anymore because they cost. Well, they do, but they don't get them anymore because they cost so much. So, you know, to get a 65 Mustang in candy apple red, you know, they don't even paint candy apple red cars anymore. You know, midnight blue, Ford's midnight blue, you know, with metallic in it. They don't do that anymore. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, do you want all these original shrimp to disappear? You know, that would kind of suck, you know, because you'd be like, you know what? I remember a long time ago, they used to have this, you know, blue shrimp, and it just ain't around anymore, because now it's got blue with white stripes and, you know, all that stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're welcome. It's just literally, if you ask a question like that, you could go on. We could literally probably have a conversation for hours of where it could go, you know. But is that a bad thing? No, I guess not, because then you have a lot to look forward to in the future. You know what I'm saying? Anthony C., welcome. Yo, Cromwood, welcome. Saltwater shrimp are worth a lot too. Yes, yes, I like saltwater shrimp. I think they're super pretty. Peppermint shrimp, I know, that you can get them anywhere, and you might think they're boring, but I think they're super cool. I actually was asked by somebody if I would breed them, and then when I talked to my buddy at the store, he said it's actually kind of a little hard. So I was like, all right, forget it. Anthony C says getting LFS to start selling will be the key, I think. Well, actually, my buddy's fish store, he's owned for over 25 years. I don't go store to store and sell my shrimp. I'm loyal to him. I don't know if that's a bad thing. He tells me I can sell to other stores. He wouldn't mind just that it's far away. Half hour, distance between him and the next one. But the thing is, stores don't, I'm sure I could get shrimp a lot cheaper. I'd have to import, which I can do. It's just, I'd have to have, I have to have like $5,000 or something to get it here. But the thing is I could sell shrimp. I could sell shrimp pretty cheap. To where stores would buy and stuff. But I don't want to, I don't want to be like a door-to-door salesman driving around. Hey, you want to buy some shrimp? Packaging them up and shipping them to them. That wouldn't be bad. I don't know. I think it kind of takes the fun out of the breeding part of it, But my buddy's store sells my shrimp. He's got, I think 12 tanks up. 12, I believe 12 tanks up. And then a mono tanks. He has a mono tank in with his fish aisles that are full of my monos too. But yeah, he sells all my stuff. I have a pistol shrimp. He's so cool. Oh, a pistol shrimp. I never heard of that. Let me look that up. I never see him, but I hear him. Oh, that's cool. Wait, man. Kiridian snapping shrimp. It's a snapping shrimp? Oh, it is a snapping shrimp. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. A few months ago, I got some red cherry shrimp from eBay, and the seller have a store here in Houston. Their shrimp's getting over 1 5/8 inches long. I've never seen cherries this large before. Yeah, they're probably a good gene shrimp. I have some shrimp that get really large. It's if the shrimp can molt, if it's got the ability to molt, the way I look at it is if because when shrimp get older, it's stressful. It's hard for them to molt. And I think that's one of the reasons that shrimp die. As they get older, they don't have the strength to molt. So, when it comes to parameters and the gene, it's usually always the shrimp gene. If they get that big, it's but they could have been mixed with, let's say, they could have been mixed with fire red or something. But I guess that wouldn't matter. It's probably just a really good gene shrimp. They're probably not just I don't want to say plain cherry shrimp, but it sounds like they're a really good gene because I've had some Neos that I'll go in there and I'm like, Jesus, these are big. Like my fire reds are really big, you know, but I don't know if they're close to that. Yeah, it's a saltwater shrimp. Yeah. I just saw that. That's where I figured that you were going with that after the peppermint. But then you have that the mantis. That thing's smoking hot too. Oh it looks like they're pretty tough too. You probably want an acrylic tank with these big tough shrimps. You know these really big ones. Anthony C, I agree. I do the same. Just enjoy it for the fun of it and help pay for the hobby. Yeah, it's you know, uh, I'd love to get rich off of it, but you know, if doing this enables me to continue doing it and have fun and enjoy it, then that's all that's the important part. But that's what I'm saying. If I run into problems like this, and to where I'm having to fix stuff and it's breaking just before. I mean, it would. Even if I was going on just a vacation, I wouldn't go. Because I don't want to go. Well, I'll just put it on the credit card. Pay for it later. I don't know. So it'll be all right. I can stay home, watch a movie, and eat some popcorn, and come on YouTube. Before this year's over, I will support your business. All right. Thank you, Petra Cardi. I appreciate it. Hey, you support me now. You're a subscriber on my channel. That's the biggest thing. And I appreciate that too. I have 2 huge cleaner shrimp in my saltwater tank, 2 and 3 inches every time they molt. I think they die. Yeah, it's kind of like I remember when I first got my first crayfish. The blue ones and stuff. You go get them at the store and bring them home, put them in your tank, and then a few days later you see that big huge molt, and I'm like, oh, they're dead. Gosh, man, they sold me some crap. And then you go moving stuff around and they come jumping out and you're like, what? They're not dead. So yeah, that was pretty trippy. I have a huge crayfish. He's getting bigger and bigger. And with my gulper cats, I put him in there when he was little. My buddy thought, oh, well, hey, feed him a crayfish. Maybe they'll enjoy it. I only had one at a time. No, I had them both. Yeah, and ain't nobody touched that guy. He's in there just cruising around, loving life. So I don't know. I kind of don't want to take him back to the pet store and somebody gets him and feeds him to somebody. So I don't know what to do with him. I mean, I could leave him in there. He doesn't seem to bother the catfish. And I think if he did, they'd probably give him a 1-2 punch and, teach him a lesson. But they're lovers. They're not fighters. So it's, I don't know what to do. And, I got the 125 gallon, but I don't know if they'll mess with my plecos and stuff, so I'm not sure. Patty's Petite Tanks, welcome. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Very nice to see you in here. Christmas rocks would be nice in your aquarium. Multiple beautiful colors. Look up Christmas rocks. All right. What I really liked was those glass. They tumble them. They're in the store. Pieces of glass that are tumbled and they don't have sharp edges. I was thinking of doing a whole tank in there. What is it? Christmas rocks. Yep. It's not giving it to our Christmas tree room. It's got like Christmas tree rock. Is it Christmas tree worm rock? Is it saltwater or freshwater? There's a lot of saltwater stuff. I'm not sure. Lunatic Friends, what is going on? T and Aqua. Tennessee Aqua, what is going on? How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you. Good to see ya. Give me a high five. S, what is going on? He says hello. Lunatic Friends. Yeah, I'm not finding it either. Saltwater worms. Oh, yeah, I don't have saltwater. High five, Brian. Bristle worms. They like feather dust. They're like feather dusty worms. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So congested. Well, I'm glad to see everybody in here that's hanging out. It's really nice. I don't know. I'm getting some stuff together because I'm trying to make it. I don't know. I'm not trying to make it funny per se. I'm trying to make it funny. But what it is, like I said, I'm gonna start doing. I want to start doing some different stuff with the videos and stuff, but not live videos. I want to make some videos, but I made a list. I don't even want to tell you about it, but I was gonna read it off to you, but I'm not gonna read it off to you. I need to find I want to find a way to make this funny. Some stuff that I'm coming up with. It's kind of like they're kind of like no duh. Tell me something I didn't know, but it's gonna be funny. It's kind of like when people ask you questions about the hobby, and you're just like, duh, really? That question again, but it's a way to answer it in a funnier way that they wouldn't expect you to answer it. Taking things to another level, answering it in a totally different way. To where it kind of catches you off guard, but makes you laugh, and you're like, all right, I see. It's kind of like, I don't know, funny sarcasm, kind of like Carol Burnett type stuff, back in the day, how she could do sarcasm and, you'd see it in the skits and stuff, and that's what I'm trying to do, because it's, questions within the hobby, like people asking, or just like, or, if they're new, if they're, it's kind of like, how we always tell everybody, no question's a dumb question. It's kind of like when I'm on a job and stuff, and there's a new apprentice coming up, and he needs to use some pretty dangerous tools, and he's looking around. You could tell that he's really uncomfortable with having to do the task that he was just asked. And I'll go over there and be like, hey, I don't want it. It's a dumb question. And I'm like, look, if it saves your arm or your hand or somebody else, it's not a dumb question, so especially within a hobby. I mean, no question is a dumb question, because, I mean, if your stuff is dying or you accidentally killed something, asking a question so that doesn't happen is not a dumb question. It's not dumb to think that, you might have a question and that you might need help. I mean, that's the whole thing is, I mean, I enjoy it. I started YouTube. Honestly, I started YouTube because I thought, I'd hit 1,000 subscribers in, a couple weeks. Um, and I'd be like those families that got, 2 million subscribers, and all they do is open children's toys up and their kids play and they're traveling the world while our kids sit and watch their kids open stuff up and their parents act silly as can be. And I was like, yeah, that's got to be super fun. And then after I started doing it for a while, and I started to realize, well, I don't sell kids toys, so I'm not in that area. So, we're in a certain niche type deal. And then I told myself, okay, well, you're not going to get rich, so why don't you learn everything that you can, but pass on everything that you know. Because I know, even though I know so much about shrimp and I have all these shrimp, I know, a ton about fish. I've been doing it since I was knee high to, whatever. I've been doing it a long time. So, I like to help or give information of any type, whatever I can do to help. So now what I'm trying to do is put together kind of like, I don't know, funny ways to answer the normal question that, people that want to get in a hobby that are scared, and they're not used to doing more than like burning potpourri in a pot. They're like, what? Fish? What? How do you do that? And it's, so I want to make it, just some silly stuff so they can laugh and, or just everyone can laugh. So the normal answer to the typical question isn't the same stuff. Like, what's the easiest shrimp to take care of? What does everybody say? Cherry shrimp. Why? Because everyone will say that's the easiest shrimp. Well, it's a Neocaridina. So why is cherry shrimp any easier to do than a blue dream? It's a Neocaridina. It's just called blue dream instead of cherry, or fire red, or snowball, or Bloody Mary, or black rose. They're all Neocaridina. So why is cherry shrimp any more hardier? But then it takes us back to the question where we were earlier, when I was asked about cherry shrimp. And I said, or I brought up that, do you think that cherry shrimp could be a stronger shrimp, that their genes are stronger due to the fact that you really didn't have to put one color with another color to make a color, because the red comes out of them. Because if you read way back, I've read stuff where it just says that shrimp would have babies, and all of a sudden the red color came out. I'm sure the other colors, they'd have to, because you gotta mix red with something and mix this with that. But if red is a dominant color and it just comes out, like I said, my Catagolons are red ones. They produce red. Then they produce shrimp that are blues and greens. And yeah, oh my God, they're gorgeous. Probably some of the most beautiful Neocaridina shrimp I've ever seen. And they're on the extinct list, or the red, you're not supposed to farm them, catch them, anything like that. As far as I know, they're on the list. You're not supposed to be, not, but people that have them and breed them, you can sell them. That's what I like to do. I really don't even sell them. I mean, I will if somebody asks, but I really don't sell them because I'm kind of stingy with them because they're so pretty. But yeah, they're gorgeous, gorgeous shrimp. But that's what I ask: is a cherry shrimp? Is the name? Does everyone refer to cherry shrimp for that answer? due to the fact that a cherry shrimp has stronger genes than a blue dream, which makes them more hardier shrimp. I don't know. It's food for thought, stuff like that. There's so many things that we don't know about that God created. Nature. Genes in animals. I mean, here's the funniest cool. Well, it's not the funniest, but a super cool thing. They have blue, uh, uh, not shrimps, the blue crawfish. And I was like, is this man-made? And then I watched them like in the mountains and stuff, flipping over rocks, and there's a blue crayfish underneath it. I was like, wow, that's super cool. To see a wild one like that, I'm like, wow, that's pretty neat. So it's and then I see those really big ones. Those they grow really big. Like that one store, gosh, that I just ordered my long fin super red bristlenose plecos from. They got them, but seeing some of those big, huge ones that got them colors on, those are pretty amazing too. So. Jimmy asks, is there a shrimp you'd like to keep that you don't have yet? No. No. Could I take on new stuff? Would I like to? Sure. But there's nothing, there's nothing out there that, like the mantis shrimp, that's cool. But, saltwater stuff is super cool, but I don't have. It's really it's a lot to go from. To go from one extreme to another. So to have all the fresh water, I know it's only one tank, but you don't understand. I have a very addictive personality, so I used to smoke, quit smoking. I used to drink, quit drinking. Now I drink Monsters. It's like, so the hobby for me is, my addiction coming out. It's my way to vent in a positive way. If I'm stressed out, it works great. I love it. I'll come down and want to do something in the tank. I'll be like, you know what? Forget that. I'm just going to sit here, turn slowly, and look at all these beautiful colors. If I'm in a really good mood, I'll come down and do work, but when it comes to the shrimp themselves, it's like, I don't know, to have a super expensive shrimp, it'd be super cool, but it's not to me, it's not any different than Caridina that I already have or Neocaridina I already have. Because like these up here, I'm bringing my own red bolts, pink bodies, red heads. I've been working on for like a year, a long, long time. And it's like with everything I have, with all these tanks and around the corner, I think to answer your question is I would probably want to make my own. So yeah, to answer your question, is there a shrimp out there that I would want that I don't have? One that I'd make my own. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it because I think it'd be cool. It's super fun. Oh God, is it neat to see the babies come out? Like I have orange-eyed shrimp here. They have orange eyes, all of them. But what they are is they're culled shrimp. They're selectively pulled out because like they're shrimp that like let's say it's I don't know what it could be, but let's say it's a yellow King Kong, an orange-eyed yellow King Kong that didn't come out really yellow. So they would pull it out, put it in here. Then if people like try to make anything, let's just say orange-eyed crystal reds or orange-eyed black King Kong, anything. But it comes out with the black stripes, but it doesn't have the white stripes, and it has orange eyes. Well, they pull it out because it's black, clear, so they're clear. So, but what these shrimp are really good for is to initiate and bring orange eyes into a shrimp colony or a breeding, like let's say you get, a male, females, whatever, and you mix them in there, put them together, and all of a sudden, the babies come out and they start having orange eyes. Well, they're most of the time the babies will be born with orange eyes with no white. So like over here, this pinto tank, I did it with a female. She got pregnant. I put her back in the pinto tank. She got knocked up again. I put her back in the tank to have the babies. There was lots of pintos that were made. And then also, solid red. They're like the Red Devils. Solid red with orange eyes. And then some are really dark cranberry. So whoever, I don't know who got her, what got her, but she, whatever gene she had, these shrimp are like darker than cranberry. So what I'm trying to do, and then like, it looks like they were like, somebody took a paintbrush and went slap, 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 on the back. The design is really sick. It's so cool. So I pulled out all the Red King Kong types, got rid of them, and I'm just dealing with these other ones. And my wife comes down, looks at it all the time. She said it's one of her favorite tanks. And I just made it. So yeah, that's a good one there. Hold on one second. I think my water's Yep, ran out of water. Well, that's good. I only have the fire red tank here to finish filling up. I've been running water for I set it for 3 hours. I have an hour left, so it's been running for 2 hours. RO, and you figure, let's say out of a 10-gallon tank. There's another tip for you guys. Out of a 10-gallon tank, let's say you take out 2 gallons. You have 8 gallons left. This isn't a math problem. The temperature that water comes out at, if I run it back in here slow, it might change the temperature of the whole tank, maybe a degree, 2 degrees, maybe a degree. So even though it just ran and it's cold, these tanks aren't hot, because it's in my house, in the basement. And my house is insulated really good. It's an old house, but, I did a bunch of work to it, and so, like, I have the air conditioning shut off down here. It's just, I have it vented so the cold air return sucks all the stuff out of here. I run a dehumidifier. I run fans to keep the heat, heat rises to circle it around, but still the tanks stay cool. So, when you run the water into a tank, if you're taking out so little, the percentile is so small that when you run it back in there, it doesn't hurt nothing. So, if you're not dumping it, nobody dumps water into a shrimp tank, I wouldn't think. But if you did, that probably wouldn't kill them either. But, yeah, so I'll let that fill up. I usually run 3.5 hours to a 25-gallon bucket. Well, they're trash cans. They're really thin ones, and they're blue. They're long, kind of like the ones at the baseball stadium. I have 2 of them. So, like, I'll fill up one, and then I pump it into the other, and then that way I can start running to my tanks while the front one's refilling. So I pump from one to the other, and then it's filling that up. But I'm only doing these Neo tanks. I only have 1 tank left. Oh, no, I have 4 more over there, so let's say 5 tanks. I can do them later, finish, letting that water run, and then come down and do that. We be good. Yeah, it's hot here too. I don't think it's 93, but the humidity's bad. So that's the whole thing is we run. And if you people, I hate saying you guys because it's like there's girls too. So I don't want to say people. That just sounds dumb. So if y'all, I could say that if y'all have ever seen a humid tank, that's crazy. Because like we open the windows and then wake up next day and don't realize that it had gotten humid out and the tanks are all sweating. And there's nothing worse than a bunch of sweaty tanks and it's going on, you gotta wipe them down. It's like, no. So our AC set at 75, but like I said, it's just keep the humidity out because it's not as bad today. It's going down. It says right now, 88. Oh, no. No, because we just had that storm that dropped it down. Well, it says it's 75. Then it's supposed to go by 8 p.m. back up to 86. So tomorrow 91, then 82, 81, 81, 82, 84. Now see, the 80s are all good. No problems with that at all. But you have to check and see what the humidity is. Now it says it's going to be 59% on Friday, 60% humidity. It's not the worst, but like down here we keep it at 50. Usually, like a furnace, you have your dehumidifier on there, or your humidifier, your humidistat. That's for a house if it's dry, and you usually set that around 40. But we keep this. So Friday night 66, Saturday's gonna be 80. 51. Now see, 51%. We might be able to shut everything down and open up all the windows this weekend. Just be careful if it storms. It doesn't come in. But yeah, 100 today. Yeah, 60% is great. Yeah, it's supposed to hit. Woo. But that's the thing is the humidity. So we don't run the AC to keep these tanks cold. We just run the AC to keep the humidity down in the house. I mean, 75, 76, 74, somewhere in there. We usually don't even, do it too much, But with all this water down here, we got to stay on top of it, It's not too bad. I don't run lids. So I like the evaporation because it gives me, that's one less thing I have to do is siphon in the water out. Because if it evaporates, I don't have to siphon nothing out. I just add it back in, top it off, Chalupa, no tomatoes. That's miserable. Welcome, how are you? I didn't even see you in here. Yeah, snow, I love snow. I mean, being in Michigan, that's why I said I don't. What is it? Hold on. I didn't mean to stop that. Stop my thought. I'm very sad. I just heard news. A former DJ on a station that our show was syndicated on. He was the guitar player of Cinderella. Would he die? Well, that sucks. I like Cinderella's like one of my favorite bands. I think it's my wife listens to it all the time. Only 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, doing well, sir. Hope you are also. Yeah. Always doing well. Pat says 69. He's wearing long johns. Hey, it's funny is a lot of people probably don't even know what long johns are. What? Long johns? Kids don't even know. Hey, you got long johns on? What are long johns? Yeah, winter, growing up in Michigan, it's, you curse it. But I couldn't live in Florida. I could live in like North Carolina, South Carolina, because it's hot and dry. But humidity, listen to me. I have bad sinuses. Nowhere humid. I don't even like. I mean, a hot shower is good, but all that humidity makes it hard for me to breathe and stuff. But through my nose because I'm always so jammed up. But um, yeah, it's I don't think growing up in the mountains of Pennsylvania was super cool. Um, I'm sure there's places like what I experienced, but um, nothing more beautiful than being in the mountains so far away from a town or anything. I mean, you're way up in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I was like almost 8 miles from the nearest town, going dirt roads through the woods. Um, and when it snowed, to see the snow on trees in the mountains, just looking up all around you, it was like if I died tomorrow, I could do that for the rest of my life. If I was stuck, if I was put somewhere in the winter and I could stare at that every day forever, that was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen growing up. Is all those trees covered in snow, seeing the little rabbit tracks, seeing the deer tracks, all that stuff. Just hear the snow crunching as you're walking and just look everywhere and see everything covered is the coolest thing. I couldn't live without being able to see that again. Or I mean, I don't know how many children there are out there that never get to experience snow except seeing it on TV. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to have missed snow. Growing up. You know, I could miss not growing up in Rome, or you know, let's say I could miss not living in Afghanistan. Who'd want to live in an area that's all sand? You know, but it's like to grow up without the ability to experience snow. I mean, that's just got to that's a downer. Yeah, it is. Snow is magical. It'll magically put you on your butt. It'll magically break a bone. Uh, it'll magically make you smile as you throw snowballs, or make you cry if you catch one in the face. There's a lot of magic in snow, but without snow, there's no Frosty. Without snow, there's no Santa. So snow plays a big part in a child's heart. So, yippers. So yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I could move. I mean, if I won $5 million, I mean, I could buy a house somewhere else. Excuse me, but I would probably want. I would probably put a house in the mountains again, in Pennsylvania somewhere. So, and I could be there in the winter. You know, and it just sucks. When you retire, the age humans have to retire. And there's so little time left to experience life. I mean, I understand it's the wheel of time. You have to work so many years to earn. And but to be so lucky, and if you win like millions of dollars, you can spend the rest of your life like everything you look at is like a painting. You know, it's like look out the window and just see everything. See the trees change colors, and I used to wake up to deer in the yard and rabbits everywhere and groundhogs and you name it. And now I wake up to trash trucks banging dumpsters and cars going by and loud motorcycles with booming stereos, and it's like, where's the snowfall on the quiet, the quiet afternoon or evening, and you see the deer eating in the yard, staring around, making sure no one's gonna attack them, and you just sit there and watch them through the window as you drink coffee or hot cocoa or something. You're just like, and then you can just grab your fishing pole or something and head out to the woods and walk a few miles, and then you're at streams and catching fish and stuff. It's really cool. It is really cool. But that's what makes me happy. You burrs. But that's why we like Michigan, and because of that, it's cool. We like to go sledding, all sorts of goofy stuff like that. Snowballs, make snowmen, and of course Christmas. You gotta put your lights out, have all the snow. We put deer out in the snow, moving deer with all the lights on it and everything. I do all that stuff. We have a lot of blow molds that we put everywhere. Really old stuff that was passed down from my parents, and it's not like you can't get it, but it's just all that cool stuff about snow. But okay, I think we're gonna call the stream. It's 4:30 here, 4:37. And we got some stuff we got to do, and I haven't really hung out with Luke since I've been home. We took the car and stuff and got it hooked up. So I grew up out in the country and miss it, but visit the woods often. It's my happy place. I think that's maybe why I like watching. I mean, this might sound corny, but like watching Lord of the Rings so much. Even though they're hobbits, but it has it all like, and I watch I watch a lot of movies where it takes place like in the woods and stuff, because it's cool, like knights, king movies and knights and this and that, like the Robin Hood with oh boy, oh god, what was his name? I can't remember, but a lot of Robin Hoods and stuff like that, because I like the background of the movies and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yes, well, thank you, Patrick. Yes, please hit that. Take care. Thanks for the snow. Yeah, please hit that like button before you take off. That'd be great. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, would you please take it into consideration and do so? If you like, the content that we have here. I'm sorry that I haven't been around much, but things are really, really doing good. Trying to come out with some cool stuff, but it's like the website sucks. Everything sucks, So I'm not even pushing the website anymore. So if anybody ever needs anything, you can go on the website. Down at the bottom, there's a comment section. You can message me. You can message me on Facebook. You can holler at me on here, do whatever you want. There's a lot of people that know how to contact me. Discord, I'm on Discord. There's a lot of stuff like that. So, yes, thank you, Patty. Thank you for showing up. And, thanks everyone for showing up. I really appreciate everyone that hung out and had a blast. Every time I come on, it's just, all the familiar faces, but I've seen some faces here that I haven't seen in a little bit, so I'm glad everyone's doing okay. It's makes me smile inside, so thank you very much for coming and hanging out, and thank you to my moderator, Maine's Tail, Fern Fins, just for hanging out, and everyone else for, and Lunatic French, I'm so sorry about that, and thank you so much for doing what you do and being who you are, and hanging out with us. So until next time, everyone take care, and I can't wait to see you guys again. So from Detroit, peace out, and stay shrimpy. And remember, when you do those water changes, spit don't swallow.